council wouldn't put new carpet in, which is just shocking. So I was like, right, okay, I'm going to put new carpet in. And it was like, well, that's not part of the script that we've got for this week. That's not something that we've planned for. So I end up calling around literally 5 different carpet suppliers. But if I'd left it to the production team to help,
Never would have happened.
never would have happened. Never would have happened. So Rich House Poorhouse is coming out. We did it.
Yes, finally. It's been
Finally.
quite the long drawn out process, hasn't it? So I think my favourite part of the Rich House Poor House, or RHPH as we call it, people say to me like, "What's RHPH?" And I'm like, "Oh God, you're not in the lingo, are you?
Yeah, you're
You're
not
not
in
in the
business,
WhatsApp group."
darling. You're not in the business.
My favourite part of the whole story, I think, is that I remember very, very clearly. Just got out of the shower, dripping
Shower.
wet hair. I've been in the shower, dripping wet
Oh,
hair,
okay. Yeah,
in a
before Rich
towel
House Poorhouse.
for Rich House Bars, yeah. And I'd been ruminating on things, in the shower about the business. And as soon as I got out, I put my dressing gown on, and I remember I was typing, but my hands were still a bit wet. And your phone doesn't quite work properly, but it's really frustrating. Anyway, so I was in WhatsApp and I was messaging the group team chat, and it was like, we have to do something different. I have to do something different. I'm doing what everyone else is doing, and I'm getting the results that everyone else is getting. And I've always done things different. I need something different. I need to get in front of people who don't even know me in a whole new way. And as I was typing that, at the top of the drop down came up, and it was Lewis Crompton. Do you want to be on TV with me? Question mark. And I was like, that was some fast manifestation. To which I replied, yes, of course. What is it? I'm in.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning.
Yeah, it is exhausting. I don't think people realize how much filming is actually done, and I cannot believe how many things were filmed that didn't make it into
Oh,
the edit
days of it.
whatsoever. And how many times did they make us talk about bloody cheese? And
And
then
that
there
it's
was
not,
nothing in the edit about cheese whatsoever. I was like, what? Why have you made me talk about cheese every day for the past 7 days?
we thought there was some cheese storyline that we didn't know about because they
Yeah.
don't tell you the narratives that they're trying to pull together, which is really frustrating.
Going back to what you said before about like us doing things differently to how the team there, the production team were doing things, the filming team. And again, I think from an entrepreneurial perspective, I suddenly realized I am somebody, and I don't know why I didn't realize this before, but I am someone that if I've got an idea, I will make it happen. And I'll do
Hmm.
everything that I can to make sure it happens. Like a potential spoiler here, but not really a big one. We put new carpet in their house
Lewis is paying out of his own pocket to replace the worn-out carpet.
because the carpet was threadbare. It probably wasn't safe. It was definitely not hygienic. And that was because the council wouldn't put new carpet in, which is just shocking. So I was like, right, okay, I'm going to put new carpet in. And it was like, well, that's not part of the script that we've got for this week. That's not
Mm.
something that we've planned for. Right, okay, but I want to do it for them. Okay, we'll look into that. Okay, well, we've only got a few days here. Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
exactly. It's like it's
So
so
what
slow.
are you looking into? So I end up calling around literally 5 different carpet suppliers. The first
Mm.
4 couldn't do it, didn't have the stock or couldn't do it in time. The fifth one, thankfully, came measured, did it all, got it installed, lovely jubbly, happy days. So
Mm.
the family could come back and actually have a nice carpet to walk in on. And it was so nice, wasn't it?
So
That
nice, such a difference.
spongy,
Made such a
new spongy
difference.
carpet feel. Oh, it was delicious. But if I'd left it to the production team to help
Never
out
would have
make it
happened.
happen, never would have happened. Never would have happened. And
No,
again,
it's
it's not
just
their
that.
fault, but it was interesting to see that difference.
But again, I was thinking, remember we went to the pub for the first time? We were
Yeah,
like escapee convicts, and we just made so many friends so quickly, didn't we?
yeah.
And
We
it
really
was
did
just
escape to the pub.
Hello, little Dave.
How are you?
You're not little.
No, you've been
Are
practicing.
you actually?
And I don't think
we
we meant
did.
to stay there as long as we stayed there, but we basically refused to leave. I loved that pub, and that those people in the pub were amazing. They really were lovely. I mean, how many bags of pork scratchings did I get bought? It was incredible. I loved it. And that
Yeah.
lovely lady who followed me into the supermarket and bought me a bag of pork scratchings. But like that whole filming in that second supermarket we weren't filming at, there
Yeah.
was none of that.
Yeah. It was fun, and you just get so desensitized to being filmed so quickly, don't you?
Yeah.
Like literally just follow you around everywhere. It's honestly not. it's not scripted at all, is it? And it's
Yeah.
not. It's staged as in they've got to get the shots. Like you can see the tropes that they use week in week out, and that's part of having the brand, isn't it? You know, you got to count the money, you got to pack the suitcase, and all that kind of stuff.
I do think there was part of that, and I think we talked about it at the time as well, that discomfort with you are a it's going to sound awful, but like you're a poverty tourist for a week.
Yes.
And so
Yeah, you
the
are.
challenge of that is, well, emotionally for me, I was like, I'm enjoying this challenge, but this is someone's life.
Yeah.
And I found that quite uncomfortable. Um, but I wonder if that uncomfortability is what makes a lot of the rich houses give what they give at the end of the process, because they have lived in their shoes, so to speak, and realize, oh, okay, this has been a fun challenge for a week, but this isn't a challenge. This is their life. They don't get to
Mm.
escape this. And so you want to do what you can to help.
When we walked in and I saw the three boys' pictures, I did burst into tears because I just think I felt particularly connected, like to the mum as being, and that was all almost the thing. It's like I'm used to being broke. I'm used to being in debt. I'm used to living in a small three-bed house. Like I'm used to living
Yeah.
on 100 quid a week or whatever. So it wasn't that challenging. You know, it's not like I'm from money. I've never, I've never lived in life where things are hard. I definitely have lived it, and I think that may, I don't know, you have as well. So it's, I think in a way we were almost cheating because we weren't. It wasn't that far out of our comfort zone. But I think it's dead. It is dead cheesy though. But it's true, isn't it? That you realise that all the stuff you have is just stuff.
And I think that's what I think I'd forgotten, because I remember times in my life when I didn't have enough money to feed myself. I was 18, I'd moved out from home, I've moved up to Sheffield to do this like character development year at a church. Obviously that worked out really well. And then I didn't have any, I was relying on the kindness of strangers to be able to put food on the table. And I
Mm.
remember that. I remember that feeling. I remember the stress that came from that and all of the difficulty that came from that as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think I think it was really good for me to remind me as well of those times in my life. Do you remember what we actually thought when we walked in? Well, this was more me when we first walked in and I saw the three kids and I didn't see any pictures of parents or anything like that, even though there was a massive one in the hallway. We just didn't seem to see it. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's a lesbian family and they've had three triplets because they must have had
Triplets.
IVF. They've had them all at the same time. This must be an IVF family. This is amazing. I'm so happy. And then it just turned out that they, on the first birthday, take a photo of each kid. And it wasn't a lesbian family. And this is actually something I noticed between us and the other family. And I didn't really like this, to be honest. So I had to do some extra filming after with the other family at our house, which was fine. But watching the way, because we are used to being in front of the camera, doing this for social media, whatever, we get it. We get what they're asking of
Yeah.
us. We get what we're trying to put across. We get all of that stuff because we're used to doing it. But the other family, that's not their life. That's not what they do. So watching the crew try to get the other family to say or behave or do something in a particular way, it was a little bit like watching someone try to herd cattle, and it made me feel really, really uncomfortable. And I know
Uh,
that they'd chosen to be part of this process, but it's not their life. It's not what they
mm,
do on a day-to-day basis. So we were out of our comfort zones, but flipping heck, the way the other family must have been
yeah.
feeling and having to be that exposed and get used to being in front of the cameras. And I just, I think it's harder for the other family as an experience than for us who are used to
Yeah,
being.
and yeah, it's a once in a lifetime experience. I think that's the thing. What would you say if someone, so I know a couple of people we know have been asked, invited to be on it. Um, what would you say to someone who's asked?
I would definitely do it. I would definitely do it. I think, again, be a little bit self-aware. If you're actually a bit of an arse, then maybe don't, because you might come across as a bit of an arse. But if you're actually a decent human being like we are, then go for it. Like you do. I mean, I've definitely created a bond with this family. When we're in town, we go to the pub. Um, they're part of my community now as well, so I get to see them at those types of events and things like that. So I just think it's a brilliant thing to do. It will challenge you. It is hard work. I think I'm
Mhm.
fairly emotionally detached at this present state of my life. So
Yeah,
I don't think I'm not really overthinking it or thinking about that. Um, I think it's weird when I get messages from a few people being like, "Oh my goodness, I've seen your trailer on TV. Are you
yeah,
actually
a
going
bit
to
of
have
that.
Full House?" But it's again, it's like five people. It's not like a million people are messaging me being like, "Oh my goodness, I've just seen you. You look like a right knobhead." Um,
Yeah,
so yeah, I think one thing social media land has taught me over the past couple of years is you can't please everyone, and people will literally choose to hate you for absolutely zero reason. But no, I loved it. I can't believe it's actually happening. But like I said, I'm not going to believe it's going to happen until it has happened.